All right, Eagles fans, this is your proud athletic director, Aaron Zupp, reporting to you. Hope you're doing well. We're going to turn things up, change things up a little bit here. Obviously, we're not in school right now. We're kind of working mobily. I'm here in the Wings Up mobile studio in the Zupka household. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to bring you a couple new interviews and content specifically focus on our spring sport, our athletes in season, and some of our recent alumni. So we're excited about that. Hopefully uplift you a little bit, bring some positivity to your life, and give you a different perspective of what we're all going through right now. So today I have a very special guest. It's Miss Andrea Armstrong. She's currently a freshman at Northern Kentucky University. If you don't know her by now, she's a 2019 Milford alumni. She was a state qualifier in the 200 and 400 of senior year, and also the 200 meters in her sophomore year. She's also the record holder for the 400 meter dash there and the 4x1 relay. So quite a prestigious alumni with us today. Welcome, Miss Andrea. How you doing? We appreciate you joining us here and taking the time. I know these are weird circumstances. I think all of our high school kids and our spring sport athletes are going through unprecedented times. So we want to talk a little about you and your time at Milford, and then we'll talk about what you're doing at the collegiate level. So first and foremost, talk about your experience at Milford in the track and field program specifically, and your fondest memories and times being in the program.
Yeah, so I started track in junior high, and I continued all through high school. I originally started in sprints until Coach Bart and Coach Moran convinced me to join the middle distance training group, and that is where I found my love for the 400, which is also what I've been recruited for now. Another part about the program is I love the coaches. I still have great relationships with them, updating them on my college times and things like that. But one of my fondest memories is probably state my senior year. So for the qualifying day, there was really bad thunderstorms that kept delaying the meet hours and hours, and I ended up running both my races at 10 and 11 p.m., which definitely made for a very memorable last meet for me.
I remember that pretty clearly, being up there last year, and anyone that's ever been up to Columbus and Jesse Owens Memorial Stadium, it's quite an experience. I can only imagine though a night race under the lights with full crowd, that had to be pretty unique. So that's phenomenal. So let's move to collegiate level. So obviously you're a freshman at Northern Kentucky University, Division I institution there. Talk about your transition from high school to collegiate and being a student athlete at the college level.
It was definitely a very big transition for me. Now training all year round for track instead of just in the spring, because we start our training in late fall, then we have the winter indoor season and normally a spring outdoor season. But we lift 3 days a week. In the fall, we had 6 a.m. lifting, which is definitely a wake-up call for me.
Which are really my liking, but
yeah, and training in the morning, which fit around our classes. And it's very easy with our advisors to work our practices around our classes and things like that. And it's a very welcoming environment with all the teammates. My roommates were even track athletes, freshmen as well. So we all got to know each other very quickly. And I was also recently accepted into the nursing program as a pre-nursing major this year. So next year I'll start into the nursing program. And one of the highlights of our indoor season was the Indoor Horizon League conference meet, where my 4x4 relay placed third in the league, and we also broke our school record. So that was a very exciting way to end our indoor season. And we also have a very young relay team. 3 of us are freshmen, and the 4th is a sophomore. So we're hoping to have this relay for a couple more years.
Yeah, and anybody following you on Instagram and social media, that was pretty impressive. We were really excited to follow you during that process. Now, obviously, your freshman year got started off on a bang, and it was a great start of your first year. And then all of a sudden, the COVID-19 stuff came out. So talk about like when you found out that this was happening and collegiate sports were canceled for outdoor, and what's your freshman year experience been since then, kind of since that's all happened?
It first started over our spring break, which was in early March. That's when we first started hearing about all of the COVID things and how it was affecting athletics. And it started off with many colleges canceling their own meets, which would then affect us for the ones we couldn't go to. And it ended up having just our Horizon League championship was still on, but that would be the only meet we had that season. But as COVID got worse, the NCAA just decided to cancel all spring sports. So that kind of put an end to our season, as well as we had an extra week of spring break for all the teachers to get acclimated, moving all of our courses to online, as I'm now online for the rest of the semester and officially moved out of my dorm. So
never would have scripted your freshman year ending like this, would you?
No, I never would have.
It's very unique, and it's obviously not just, like I said, high school athletes. You got collegiate athletes of all different types dealing with the same stuff, and their season's already canceled here. So talk about what you're doing to stay active. Obviously, a lot of us are stuck at home, shelter in place. So what are you doing to stay active and keep up with your physical fitness and keep your mind stimulated?
To stay active, I just go on runs. I live near a park, so I just go on like basic runs, or I have a treadmill and some weights. I get creative. I look up YouTube videos. Some of my teammates have also started Instagrams where they post workout videos. So we all share kind of what we're doing. And we also have group calls. I still stay in touch with our coaches. They call us once a week, and all of our teammates, which is still good to see everyone and talk to everyone since we can't see each other in person in practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough. The relationship piece is hard to try to connect to people during these times, even family, let alone teammates and classmates for there. So let's talk about what's one thing you really miss that maybe you can't do right now. Is one thing in your life that your normal life that you took for granted that you're really missing right now?
One thing I really miss is being able to go to the track to work out, or have access to a weight room. Because I took that for granted, being able to just go to the track and do a workout. It's a lot more difficult doing it like around your neighborhood or something like that, as well as weights and getting creative using like buckets and other things like that in order to get a workout in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I know that film. Mine's just getting coffees and going out to eat and doing that stuff for sure. But the little things, hopefully we get those back soon. So this is a random question, but obviously, we're all quarantined right now, not doing much. If you were stuck at home with somebody, a celebrity or somebody, a big name, who would that person be?
If I were quarantined with someone, I'd either want it to be Sydney McLaughlin or Allison Felix, both track Olympians, because I'd love to work out. I'd love to work out with them and get their training advice and things like that. So I'd have like a workout buddy at home.
Would you be ready for that intensity? You better watch what you wish for.
Right. Maybe, but I'll push myself.
That's awesome. That's some great stuff there. So lastly here, last question I have for you is, obviously there's a lot of spring sport athletes, the high school level and seniors, in a difficult spot right now. I know it's a tough time for them. So any kind of advice that you can give them, what they're going through, obviously you can relate to what they're going through. You were in their shoes not too long ago, but any advice or positive message you want to send to them right now?
I would just tell everyone to stay positive and get creative, not just in like their athletics and training, but keeping in touch with people, like make group calls with all of your teammates. I've seen a lot of things on social media with teams like passing a softball or passing a soccer ball, like things like that to stay in touch and like get creative with training wise too, or even like grab like a family member to help work out with you. Like I take my little brother while I do my runs. He rides his bike alongside me, so that's a little way we get to hang out, but also stay active at the same time.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a great opportunity to connect with family and do what you can. Maybe some of the things you take for granted, you don't get a lot of time with them. So that's great advice. Well, we appreciate you being here today and spending your time, and hopefully we could do this again, maybe in person. And we'll pass this message along to all of our high school kids and our spring sport athletes. But Andrea, I appreciate you being here. Do you have a nickname? I was going to say Double A. Do you have a nickname or anything you go by?
Not that I can
All
think
right.
of.
Well, your nickname's Double A. So I'm Aaron, so I'm a Double A too. So it's a good name. So, but we appreciate you spending time, taking time out of your life to join us here. So we'll be in touch, and thank you again, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
All right, thank you.
All righty. Take care now.
You too.